Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It's such a beautiful day that Sarah and I decided to come to Slater Park to do our little chat today. So I wrote this, and it's all about my thoughts about spending a day at the beach. As many of you know, I love the beach. I love the ocean. I love the sound of the waves crashing. I love the sand, feeling it as my feet dig into it. But when I get to the beach, I tend to arrive early because I want to make sure that I get a place that's close enough to the water, but not so close that when the tide comes in I have to move. And I want the sand to be soft so that when I sit, I can dig my toes into the sand and feel it moving through my toes. Or when I lie down, I want to make sure that the sand is soft enough that I can fix it so that I fit perfectly, like it's a bed made just for me. I get there early because I like the quiet of it before the crowds get here. I revel in the beauty of how the endlessness of the water and the sky just seem like eternity. I love the sound of the waves crashing, whether they're soft ripples or whether they're ferocious waves crashing against the sand. I love how the ebb and flow reminds me of life and how our lives kind of are always on the move one way or another. And then as it gets a little bit later, you start seeing other people arriving at the beach. And pretty soon, that calm peacefulness of just hearing the waves and seeing the beauty of the water and the sky start to get distracted by the sound of children coming and people coming in to set down their spot for the day. And then I start looking around because I'm a people watcher and I love to watch people. But as I watch people at the beach, it's something really amazing because I see them all as God's children. When I see two children playing in the sand, building a sand castle, sharing their buckets and their shovels and their little sand rakes, I admire it. And I say, how beautiful is it that two children can play together so well. And then I see the mothers and fathers carefully watching their children to make sure that nothing happens to them. They've brought their coolers with lunch and snacks for the day. They've got their umbrella set up. They've got the blankets set up. They've got the lotion so the kids don't get too much sunburn. And then I look a little further and I see an elderly couple, and they're just sitting quietly on the beach, marveling at the beauty of God's creation, and also people watching. But as I see that couple, I think how beautiful it is that they too find peace and joy by being here near the water. Then I see a young couple walking along the beach, hand in hand. And I think, now that's God at work, as two people have fallen in love with one another. So I see God's love there at the same time. And then as the day goes on, I start watching and I see kids playing frisbee and I see kids going swimming, and then I go swimming. And I just love the experience of being at the beach, and everywhere I look I feel like I can see God. And then as the day goes on, people start leaving the beach. They've had enough sunshine for the day. They've had enough sand for the day. They've had enough heat for the day. And then the whole scene starts to reverse. And it goes from this crazy busyness to this more quiet. And you still hear the waves, and you still see the sky and the sea. You can still feel the sand going through your toes. And they're like pebbles and grains that remind us of who we are. And that we are all like the sand because we are all part of everybody else that's in our life. And we are all made up of these grains of everythingness that we learn and treasure from other people in our lives. We learn how to live, we learn how to love, we learn how to worship God. So as we continue, next time you go to the beach, think about God in everything that you see and revel in the beauty of the waves and the wind and the sand and the sun rising and the sun setting, and say, thank you, God. And I hope that God blesses each and every one of you. Have a beautiful day.